Now you can press.
Okay.
Hello, hello, everyone. Here we are once again, the first live of the year. Oh, I'm super excited. First of the first. Yeah, 2026. Hey. So, before I continue, before I say a lot of things, let me just ask the audience if you guys can hear us very well. Oh, yeah, my assistants already tell me that, yeah. 2026. Oh, we start in grand style. So today we're going to talk about the designing your best 2026. Practical tips. We're going to talk about life, about money, about relationship, about all of these, about health, how you can take care of yourself. There is no better way of starting the year with good reflection like that. So we always have to think about how we want our 2026 to be. We have to be intentional. We can't just live for living. So we have to plan. We have to think about it. And I have two beautiful and talented guests. They are very beautiful. They talk a lot, and not only a lot. They talk well, and they have a lot of you know what I mean. They think a lot. They're gonna come here with a lot of beautiful things for us. And I'm talking about Olabisi, Mananjo, and Nani. Hi. So I'm gonna just put them on online now. I hope I have everything. Oh, it's not yet. Wait. I'm showing other things. I am showing other things. And now here I have my guests, my beautiful guests, Nani and BC. So BC she's a healthcare practitioner, and she's also executive coach, and also she has traveled for over 40 countries. You know what is it? Traveling for over 40 countries is a lot, right? So that she is. She's a co-founder of Biren Events, my beautiful partner. So just talking about Biren Events, guys, come on, if you have an event around Cape Town, don't forget, contact us. Like, we can plan your event, we can decorate your event, we can even prepare the gift bags and so on. So yeah, now go back to what I'm talking. And also, she's a founder of Azure Wellness Group, and she self-cares. She self-cares talks about us. We have to care about ourselves. And then basically, this is one way of taking care of ourselves, getting the information as well. So she's gonna tell us a lot about how can we self care, and also she's my bestie, my sister, my a lot of things. So her CV is long. If I say everything here, I'll not finish now. So let me just go to the next one. Nani she was one of my colleagues in my previous work. We work together in oil industry. She's also a very talented person with a lot of things to teach us. So we always had like that long talks when we were at work, long talks, and she has like a very good ideas and opinions. So I'm very very curious to see what she's gonna bring here as well. She worked for 16 years, I think about 16 years on oil industry, and not only just work, she was a top worker. I can tell you because she was my colleague. We worked together. Top worker, and she's also found her own business, which is in Verun. So, and she's gonna talk us more about Inveron, please. Look for this information online because she has a lot of information as well about it. And she's also the CEO of Inveron. So like big leaders that I have here, big leaders with a lot of positive energy and leadership and relationship and finances and self care and so on. Now is your time, BC and Nani. Please now continue selling your fish. And please, my assistant, see if you can hear the voices of my guests as well, so that I don't miss them.
Okay. You want me to go first, Nani?
Please, please, BC, feel free.
Free. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Irene Jamin show.
And
Yay! So let me see if I can put the noise here. I think I okay.
I
Now
know.
I know. Let me. No, 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 not this one, not this one. Not this one.
No, no, no,
I
no.
pressed the wrong one.
That's not the sound I'm looking
Next one,
for.
next one, next one. Or even this one.
Irene.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. This is just, I'm really excited to have this amazing conversation, as we start the new year. So my name is BC Emenanjo, aka BC Bright, and as Irene said, I am an healthcare practitioner, an executive coach, a mom, a wife, serial entrepreneur, co-founder of Brain, which is a event which we create remarkable memories. So if you're in Cape Town, eat us up. We're your guy. You can see the style. We come in style. That's what we do. And also, I'm the founder of Agile Wellness Group, which is a wellness and travel company in USA and also in South Africa. And one of my big passion also on that Agile Wellness Group is She Self Cares, where we educate, encourage, and equip women to prioritize themselves and thrive. And the way we do it is through self care, and we just have amazing ways that we share in terms of financially, emotionally, physically, socially, all aspect of wellness, and really prioritizing ourselves in. And that's what I've been doing. So that's kind of the overview of what I do. Mom of twin, teenager, married for 20 years.
Woohoo.
Um,
Now let's put
and
again.
yeah, I wear many hats, and I'm just really excited about the conversation today and just to talk to this amazing women who are, who just beautiful in and out. So I'm really excited to have the conversation. Thanks for having me again.
Nice. Thank you. I'm the one who had to say thank you. Having you guys here is an honor. Nani, it's your time. Sell your fish.
Well, about me, there is not a lot to say. That just, as Irene already say, I have worked before for 16 years at oil industry, but now I'm owning my business, which is a very interesting and challenging, but very nice also. And in this platform that Irene just created, I just can say thank you to create this kind of conversation. I think it's very helpful for, especially for the women, to help guide us, to help see in a different way
This meeting is being recorded.
Sorry.
to
I'm
create
sorry.
our perspective of life on this in these challenging times, right? Because every time the things are changing, more challenging, we don't know how the thing's gonna be.
That's
If
true.
in the next place we're gonna have a war, like the world is crazy, and we as a woman always have to be in front of big challenges. So thanks, Irina, once again to create this great moment. It's a very great moment, this one, for us to plan our lives, our relationships, our finance. Yeah. Talk about me, I'm Nani, Nanikenayandi, but everybody just call me Nani, simple as that, as I am, simple as that, Nani. It's a great joy to be here. I'm owner of my company Inverum, which is based on we first of all start with by supply for schools materials and office material, but then we grow up a little bit for the corporate and customized gifts. So we can customize every kind of items. We have a partner, worldwide partners who can help us to conceive very nice kind of a gift to like to sustain different kind of events, and this is my passion. This is my passion now, and yeah. Beside
Beautiful.
that, I have my family, which I take care every day. Like I'm working at same time. Sometimes I'm cooking because I love to cook. It's
I
my
know
very
you like it. Yeah, I remember you like it. Yeah.
I really like to cook,
Nice.
but only for my family. Yeah, that's it for me.
Well, maybe one day you're gonna have like a business, cooking business. I don't know. Who knows? Well, who
It's
knows?
too hard. It's too hard.
Yeah.
It's a it's a very big responsibility. Is the is organic items are very sensitive to deal with, so I'm afraid to deal with that. I prefer to deal with paper as I do today.
Oh yeah, Nani, and you are very good on that. You are like busy. You both of you have like this. You are very intellectual. Like you can do things like very perfectly and very quickly. So very that's you guys. I take my hat. I don't have hat. I take my invisible hat.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
let's go talk
Yeah.
about first. Let's talk about mindset. So again, let's start like with the 2026. Like when you think about 2026, what like that's like a great year really mean to you? Like what comes to your mind as great year? Hi, the conversation starts.
Okay. And Nani, you have to like beat me to it, you know? Um, what is
Yeah.
a great 2026 then? Let me hear Nani. I think I want to follow after Nani.
Now you're going to kill me. Well, I think to talk about great year 2026, right? I think we should look because this year actually I entry thinking about like it's the same every year. Is that it?
Yeah.
That you think that it's the same every year? We only change the time. We only change the number from 2025 to 2026. What do you think about that? Well, I think this year we should not think about doing more, but maybe doing better, like making better choices, taking better care about us, about our personal life, about our money, relationship, and doing all that with no guilt, with no overload, like planning. I think is a we should take in mind now, be in mind that we need to do better what we have done previously, because every time, every year is
New opportunity.
we get more mature,
Yeah.
we get more prepared, we get more knowledge. So we learn more with our mistakes, and we God, I believe in God. I live with God in every my steps of life. So I think God put every kind of mistake, or we every kind of mistake what we made make us more mature, more expertise, and more able to do the things better. So I think in 2026 we should think about do better for us, for our family, for the people we love, for the
Great.
things make us happy, not just to make money, but
Make us
to make
happy.
us feel better, our
That's
heart,
great.
our mind,
That's
be in
great.
peace. Yeah, and be in mind,
This
be in
button, I
mind
like
that
it.
the most important not to have things, but to feel the good things. Yeah, and be healthy.
That's nice. Nice. Great. Busy.
I love that. I think Nani said it all. 2026 is just another day in the calendar. It's just another day that's flipped over. I feel like, as you mature and you grow, you don't start thinking about, oh my God, my life is going to be this so much different because another year flipped over. It's just another day, but it's also opportunity. It's almost like an invitation to reevaluate our lives. It's almost something again to come back to self again and reevaluate what is working, what is not working, what is serving me, what is not serving me, what can I do better, what can I share. So I think that's the good thing about this new year when they come around. And for me, especially when, so I'm so I think life in a holistic way. And and it's always saying all aspects of my life, what can I do better? Financially, how can I do better? In my family, how can I do better? Socially, how can I do better? With my friends, how can I do better? With my environment, how can I do better? So it's just an invitation to say, you know what, let me take a pause and see where I can do better this year, where I want to improve, what is working so well for me that I want to work on and continue to work on. And like Nani said, finding the things that bring you joy and passion. How can I serve God more? And it doesn't have to be just, being on the pulpit, but how can I serve my neighbor? How can I serve my friends? How can I serve my husband, my kids better, my children better, my environment better? So it's just for me, it's an invitation to reevaluate my life in a big, way, and then finding little things to fine tune it and be better. And
Nice.
that's the invitation for me for 2026.
Yay! 2026! That's nice.
Noisy girl. You are
Yeah.
a noisy girl.
Yeah, as at least I think you guys touched like a very important points. I think for me as well, besides everything else, is like is like an opportunity to restart for me. So it's like I like the fact that we have the opportunity to go to the next page. I like this feeling like okay, this is done, because I think for me I'm like a mission driven. I like to do something, and I like I like the feeling of completing things. It's like for me, it's like when 1 year is gone, for me it's like feel okay, 2026, 2025, gone, close it. Whatever is that
Yeah.
close now, starting fresh. Woohoo! Of course, fresh and better. So why for you guys? Why is it important to plan your life? Like, and then when I say plan it holistically, like, and not just focus on one area. Like, plan all your life. Like, how? Why do you think? Is it important? Maybe it's not for you. I don't know. And then if it is, why is it important?
I mean, I think for me, holistically, when they're talking about planning my life, which I think I mentioned earlier, I think I always think about life in terms of this, well, in terms of overall wellness. I don't think, planning and just um, financing or just going to be money wise, but it's everything. Holistically mean everything, right? And there's like I always say, it's about I think 8 or 9 aspects of wellness. We have the environmental, financial, emotional, social, occupational. There's so many aspects of wellness that we need to consider when it comes to this being holistic about it. And the good thing about that, like I said, and like you mentioned earlier, starting over, and not just starting over, but starting from where you are
Yeah.
and refining it
Yes.
better,
Agree.
finding it better. I think when it's said holistically, is again, I don't think wellness as a 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. I see it as this big picture of you evaluating. Like it's an invitation to take that map out and say, oh, I'm doing well in this aspect of my life. Check, 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 check. But I want more in this area of my life. So I want to make more investment in this year. I want to invest in my whatever it is this year. So the reason why it's good to have this conversation early beginning of the year is you're able to map it out to what they call, like the SWOT analysis kind of thing. You're able to map it out very well and see what area for me to see what area that I need to maybe invest a bit more. Maybe maybe I've put so much in this. Maybe I don't have to work as hard anymore. on that part of my life. So I know that, okay, this year for me, I want to go back to school. So I know that I'm going to invest more in my education this year. I'm going to invest in myself more. So maybe my business is doing well in that area. So now I can delegate and say, you know what, I'm not going to be that much in this my business part. I'll delegate somebody to do it, but I want to go back to school. But if we're not able to look at the whole picture, I think it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to get frustrated. It's easy to get disappointed because you're not seeing the whole picture and we're only seeing one part of it rather than taking a big picture of it and seeing what is working, what needs help, what are your values, what are your morals, what are the things that bring you joy. For me, for example, the new year is a new year for me to follow blindly what makes me happy, my passion.
That's
As much as
nice.
I want to do everything, to have more money, to have all that things, I really want to also pursue my happiness because I feel like, every stage of our life, unless you reevaluate, you don't know what you want.
Yeah.
But opportunity to say, I've invested so much in my family, I've invested so much in my job, I've invested so much in this and that, but now it's me time,
That's true.
right?
That's
It's me
nice.
time, right? So that for me is what's being holistic about it. And it doesn't mean that you're letting go one part. Everything is very important. It's just at this stage, this new year, what is on top for me, and kind of put in the category. Again, it's not about 10% or 5%. It's holistically, how do I balance it all? Actually, I always say there's nothing called balance. How do I align everything together that I have in this holistic wholeness, whole life that God has given me to manage? So how do I manage it well and enjoy this to my life to the fullness as much as I can? Of course, life happens, we know that. But if you don't have a plan, even the Bible says, write it down and make a plan. If you don't have it down and written down and planned out, it's always scattered somewhere. But pinpointing, writing it down, planning it out, always make a difference.
Yeah, that's nice. Nice.
Yeah,
Nani,
very nice talk.
you have
And
something to add?
what I'm gonna do is just complement what VC says, is like, because we know everything is in life is connected.
Mm,
When we take care of one part, whether it's our health or finance or relationship, the other areas will naturally get stronger too. So it's like, how can I say, like a foundation, right? If we create a foundation, every areas will be connected in every steps, in every actions, in every moment. So I cannot say, yeah, I will just only take care of my hair to go to wedding and forget my makeup. Just forget about it. Will not work well. I think it's the same in our daily life, in our to begin the year, to start the year 2026. I think we should think about our life as a foundation, as a body. Like, from if I even if my legs are on the bottom, but doesn't mean that my head is most important than my butt. I don't know, maybe other part of my body, but everything is connected in our life. So we should always think holistically about how to organize, how to rearrange, taking in consideration how we have previously done wrongly or mistakenly, and if we want to get the things better, we should take this in consideration and think holistically. That's the word to resume everything. Think
Yeah.
holistically. That, yeah, everything is connected. If you want to things get right, if you want to have a comfort, we should plan our finance. We should improve our way to, I don't know, maybe manage our corporate life. If you have a business, if you work for somebody else, some other company, if you have a personal business, if you want to like succeed in some kind of class, if you still studying, everything is connected. If you are with a good mental health, everything will flow, because nobody sick will be able to like to conduct, to
Yeah,
have a
to
success in a
prosper
life.
better
So I
life.
think
Okay.
everything should be taken consideration holistically, put in the same, as BC say, in the same perspective, in the same board and put everything together. Yeah.
Okay. So with that, I don't even need to ask the next question because I already saw that you basically what you are saying here is like on 2026, people mindset should be focused holistically, like in all the areas, not only focus on one area, but all areas, and then also take care of themselves. Like, because we are talking a lot about self care and take care of yourself and blah blah blah. So basically, is what I take from here. So what about financially? So what are the most common financial mistakes people repeat every year? You know.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the most is.
What do you think? What is your idea about it?
Yeah, because everything is for everybody might be different, but I think it comes down for me. It comes down again to uh, not understanding what you need in the first place. Because when you don't understand what you need, then it's easy to miss it, right? So I think it still come back with what we said earlier about kind of taking the whole picture about what does this year requires of me financially, right? I mean, if for me, if it's for example, going to school, I understand, okay, maybe if I'm going to school, my time is going to be more in school, so I might not be able to work as much financially, right? To be able to put more my time into working or hustling in that aspect. But financially, then I need to be maybe more responsible, right? Maybe, or let's say, for example, I know that I'm going back to school next year. I might say this year is the year for me to save up because next year I'm not going to be working as much. So again, I think it's the whole picture financially, is the whole picture of where are you right now? What do you need? Some year it could be financial of money is flowing, and this year I need to enjoy myself. So this year I don't save. I'm just going to be, enjoying life. But everybody has to decide what that is for them, right? But I think the whole picture is financially is to always look at the whole big picture. But as you look at the whole big picture, I think we also should never forget to the point that no matter what's going on, one has to also think about the future. Am I investing, in my future? If you're in a place like the US, for example, am I what we call 401k, where you're investing in your retirement? Am I putting as much in my retirement plan? So no matter how little I make, what am I putting away for my future, right? If I'm someone that's investing in stock, maybe it's just from every money that I make, I'm putting 10% away for my future. Maybe is maybe is Irene, it says the recording has stopped, but maybe it could be whatever the case may be. I think the big picture is that going back again to reevaluate what do you need, and then deciding how to and have a plan, right? If you need some financial assistance, maybe talking to your bank and saying, listen, I've been banking with you for 10 years. I need you to give me a better credit or for me to have so. But if we don't know and actually assess these things very holistically, it's easy to just go with the flow and go with the motion. And you're never really either saving, either investing, either planning your money. I mean, some of us love shopping, and it could be a year where you say, you know what, this year is only wearing clothes in my wardrobe. I'm not buying or investing in any clothes, any shoes. So it's to me, I like to make it plain, as simple as possible. I don't like to overthink things and overthink things. I feel like we just back to the basic overview. What do you need financially? What do you have? What do you need to get to? Have a plan for it, no matter how little, and have a plan in place. Don't go with the flow. Don't be like, I want to save $1,000. How? I want to save to a 10,000 rand. How? Have a plan in place, break it down, be accountable for it. Do you have a bank that's going to automatically take the money away every month away from your account? Like, I have a plan, and I'm talking to myself because I'm also sometimes you have these things and you also forget and you just go with the flow. But again, it's also a reminder for myself as well, as you're going around, is you always have to have a plan, but you need to know what you need first and what your future need. What now? Maybe your children, maybe for their education, whatever the case may be. Know what it is first and have a plan. 1 year plan, 5-year plan, 10-year plan, tomorrow plan, 30-day plan. Break it down as much as I think when we have those little to the T, it goes a long way managing our finances. And we know, and if somebody come up to you and say, listen, I'm about to invest 20,000. You can actually tell them, this is what you, for me, bank on me, because I already thought about my finances. Invest 20,000 rand on me right now, because I can tell you where it's going to go. I'm going to grow it for you. Have a plan. And you never know, opportunity will come your way as well.
That's
You know.
nice. That's nice.
And for me, BC, I'm calling you right?
Yes.
Okay. I think you told them, you say everything already, because what else can I say? Maybe
Maybe I can ask
ask,
you the next question.
but yeah, like only add if why we think about earning more money than like planning better, right? And have a more awareness. Like if we think with the same money, let's planning better, and if we get more, okay, perfect. And beside that, add the plan that the BC just say. Let's plan everything. Yeah, and that's it, Irene.
So, based on what I'm hearing, like, and I think I go with the same opinion. So, but then based on that, is it also a good way to help us to feel more secure, like saving, like having, like what VC said, be able to plan ahead and or not only about the small things, but everything, like holistically think about all the areas and also even think about your future retirement. So even if it's just a little bit, just save for that. Is it like also a good way maybe for us to feel more financially secured, or we need to do more, like maybe buy gold or whatever? I don't know. I'm just saying. So, what is your opinion? Saving is like a way, right? To is it any other way for us to feel more secure on 2010? And you, Danny, you also say right, because before, like years before, things were very predictable. We knew, like, in 5 years' time, I'm gonna do blah 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 blah. Nowadays, we can't do that. We can't just say, like, in 5 years' time or in 10 years' time. It's like a little bit hard because things are changing so quickly. So how can, like, is it like saving the only way for us to feel secured, or there is other ways as well? Like maybe I don't know. Maybe I think Nani also say about opening a business or whatever. Like, can you just maybe say something more about what else people can do to feel like a little bit more safe financially 2026?
Well, I can start to say that security, financial security doesn't require large salaries. That we should keep in mind, but maybe have a simple and consistent habits, right? Like we don't need just to think, I will be more safe financially if I gain more, but maybe, yeah, be consistent, be straight, and keep with discipline, like knowing what comes and what goes out. I think this is fundamental, and we cannot manage what we not see. Yeah, so if I don't have this money, I cannot make a plan with this kind of gain, right? I should plan with I have, with I'm able to see. And other thing, for in case of persons like me, uh, on the with their own business, I think we should pay ourselves, like even a small amount, we should paying ourselves, right?
I agree.
And with this payment, create a habit for saving from the beginning, like $1 this month. I'm gonna save this $1. If I have $5, I'm gonna save $1, and maybe not possible for everybody, but try to have emergency fund. Again, even a modest one, and like live in peace. I think live in peace and well manage the worries is is a kind of decision to avoid haste, past situations. So, and make a regularly reviews of our expenses. I think this is crucial. As you say, Irene, life is changing and the budgets need to keep up with those changes. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. BC, you have something to add on the financial life?
I just wish somebody has told me to pay myself earlier on.
Yeah.
Wish. Like somebody has told me to pay yourself. I don't care what it is. Because especially when you're so passionate about stuff, you're just like, I so believe in this, and you're pouring and pouring to other people. Because I always
Yeah.
say your 9 to 5, your employee, they're gonna get paid no matter what, right? It doesn't matter if you make profit or not, they're gonna get paid. So why do we have that notion that we should just sacrifice so much and not pay ourselves?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I wish that somebody has said that. So I can't say that enough. If you own a business,
And another thing
yourself,
on
man.
business as well is maybe one of these days we can talk about business itself. Maybe I think it's gonna be like a
Absolutely.
very good talk for us. The same team talk about it
Oh,
because on business sometimes the owners we don't even account with the time besides the time that we spend. Sometimes we are printing a document, we don't even count for that. We are spending like six transport for something, we don't count for that. We do a lot of things that we don't even put in
know
our
that.
expenses, but it's
We
not all
know that.
expenses.
We ran. We know that. We
Yeah.
know that.
Yes, we got experience now.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of this is important, right? Yeah. So that's you guys. Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, you already told me like basically for us to even if we earn a little, so one way for us to improve our relationship with money is plan, right? Plan ahead, right? As far as I know, am I hearing here? Plan ahead. Do the you talk about emergency saving is very important. And then I'm telling you, when you have, even if it's little, like some people think that for you to have an emergency saving is like you have to have
Fun.
like a found, yeah, found. It has like a lot. No, to get to a lot, you have to start now. And then if you starting
Yes.
now, you don't start like with a lot. You start like even if it's just like a little bit. The only thing you have to
Exactly.
remember is that you can't go back and take that money unless it's emergency. Because what happens sometimes,
And
it happened to me as well sometimes.
Irene, we have a 12 months ahead. We have 12 months in a year. So if you save
Yeah,
$1 a month, you're gonna have 12 at the end of the year.
exactly. Exactly. And then
Yeah.
and another thing is please don't go back there like forget about this money. You put this money there and forget. Because even for me,
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard. Like you put the money and then you had a situation, it's like you want to take that money that you already put. So if you have to forget that that money is emergency, and you have to ask yourself, is this an emergency? Well, no.
Define
Then
and
don't take
define
it.
what emergency is
Ah,
for
yes,
you.
that's
Define
true.
for everyone. The emergency is not this shoe that just came out and you want it. That is not an emergency.
That's true. That's true.
You have to define what emergency means for you.
Exactly. Yeah. What is emergency for other person? Maybe it's not your emergency.
Emergency,
So
exactly.
And
Right,
like
right.
another thing that the other thing I also put in place is um, like having different savings, like besides spreadsheet and blah blah blah. Also, in the bank you can have different type of savings account, right? So I'm also like
mhm.
I learn a lot with that because when you put everything together, then one can overlap the other, depend on what is it. So if you at least open different accounts for each goal that you have, this also helps. And then like again, just put in your mind, please don't go back and when you put this money, forget about this money. Even if something come up and you have nothing left, just imagine that you don't have nothing. What will you do if you don't have nothing left? You'll do nothing. Then do nothing.
Unless it's really emergency.
Yes. So, what about we talk a little bit about this already? Like, as we say, like everything is important, right? What about health and well-being? So, I think money, at least money, everyone fight for money, like fight money, but taking care of ourselves, we are always postponing it. Well, usually people postpone it a lot. Why do you think it happened a lot? Why people usually have the tendency to postpone the health goals? Like, oh, next year I'm gonna do it. Oh, I have to check to do the mammography. Oh, next year I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna shift whatever. Oh, next year I'm gonna do it. I have to go to the dentist. Oh, maybe next year. And then mainly women, like even men like women has to be the one telling them to go. So and the women like is the one that telling the men to go, but themselves they don't go. So what do you think? What's your opinion
I mean,
about it?
for me, I think oftentimes because it's not something that's right in our face, because we know money can buy this ABCD, money can buy me a car, money can make me look like I'm important. I think the ego kind of fits into it. But else, unless everything is breaking down, you really don't have to. You can mask so much for so long, right? You can have the worst mental health where you think you're crap and your mindset and everything is messed up. But so far you're having nice makeup on, you have a nice car, nobody kind of sees that, right? So it's easy for sometimes to forget that aspect of your life, even though it's actually more important than anything else, because you always hear that without your mental health, there's no other wealth. Health
Exactly.
is wealth,
Exactly.
right? But because there's so much emphasis, I feel like different aspect, because the society which we live in prioritize certain things as important, having financial wealth as important. I mean, and you can do the social experiment as much as I mean, it's been done over and over again, about going somewhere, maybe in African context, and you have a nice car, you dress well, they will let you in. They don't care about your mental health. They just think you belong,
That's
because you
true.
prioritize, you put so much value on certain things. I feel like that's why oftentimes we forget about the mental part of it, because we're all born with mental health. When we're born, weren't born with body and no mind. We were born with body, mind, and soul. It wasn't something that, it was because society has, capitalized on certain things to make it more important to us rather than
That's
the
true.
important things of life. And unfortunately, as is we often will get to the point that, when things are getting worse, health is deteriorating, people are getting sick, that they start thinking, oh my God, I need to exercise. Now I need to eat better. When your kidney is about to shut down, or your mental health, you get to the point that you can't think straight or whatever, and then you start thinking about it's
Oh,
unfortunate.
oh, when you get to the
It's true.
perimenopause.
But many of us, and you're just like, oh man, golly. But but we have to worry about. I think it's important to start reorienting our brain and mindset about how you feel in your body, how you think, how your mindset, your emotional being. We have to start thinking about that and prioritizing it as well, which goes to our physical health as well. And start thinking about, same thing we're talking about, how do we save for emergency? How do I save for when I'm 80 years old and my mind is right? How do I want to feel when I'm in my 60s and I'm able to play with my grandchildren and I'm still healthy and running around? How do I want to feel when, I don't want to be retired and I want to travel and I can't even travel because my health is so bad that I can't even fly and fly to a different country to enjoy myself? That we have to start breaking it down to that point again. And I think society and the life we've lived for so long have not taught us to do that. And I'm glad that the conversation is changing as well. But
That's true,
I
yeah.
think it's still something that we need to invest more time in, because it's easy to invest in a house, it's easy to invest in a car, it's easy to invest in the stock than invest to your mental health. You will tell the average person, listen, there's a retreat going on this weekend, it's 5,000 rand. Oh, I've not eaten. How am I going to spend 5,000 rand on a retreat for my brain and my mindset? Oh, when I'm not dreaming, I've not even have 3 square meal. And I'm like, I get it. But at the end of the day, the food that you're eating now is just going to sustain you to tomorrow. What about your mindset? What about your mind, your body, your soul? What about how you develop this thing that God has given you to make the money? Health is wealth. You can have all, and we've learned over and over and over again how people make all the money, but they never enjoyed it. We've seen it. It's not even like a matter of, they said, it's in our face every day. Yet we still need somebody to push us to go do our regular physical examination. Yes, we still say we're so busy we can't go do a pap smear or mammogram. Yes, you're so busy you say you can't even go do your eye exam. You can't even see, dude. You can't even drive at nighttime and you still haven't have time to go check on the eye exam. Like, why? Like, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but this is like This is like in your job, if you miss a deadline, what you gonna get? An angry email, right? Immediately. If you miss a deadline, you're gonna get an angry
That's
email
true.
immediately. But what about health?
Yeah.
It's a quiet debt. Doesn't send you an invoice until years later.
Years later, down the drain. When it's on now, to pay, you have to pay dearly for it now.
And then,
And
yeah, yeah.
how can I say? We most of us, I think most of us doesn't think in our how can I say it in a nossa velhice?
Retirement.
Yeah, doesn't think now retirement like as a immediate thing. We think now a retirement, yeah, we're gonna see until the time really comes. We feel like
Yeah. When we
we
get to
are
the old age,
superhero.
right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, we are like a superhero of our future. No,
Yeah.
right?
You know one example, like one good example on that is like when we are doing a work, when we have like a deadline, very tight deadline, and
Yeah.
we sometimes stay like working without even eat just because of the
Yes,
deadline. We don't eat, and then
deadline.
we even
Yes.
forget we have to eat. So
Can you
yeah,
remember in COVID times?
people worked
Mm.
more than they used to because they wouldn't. Yeah, you're like, oh, it's already night. Oh, yeah, and you didn't eat, you didn't drink
Jesus.
water, you didn't take care of yourself. So like it's a good thing. Like we have always to be intentional about things, mainly about ourselves. Like yeah, it's like
Yeah.
very important because when you are intentional, then you're gonna do things properly. Even if you have to put a reminder in your phone, something like that. So because that small things that make the difference. So you don't eat today, you don't eat tomorrow, you don't eat after tomorrow, and then later you're gonna have like issues, health issues, and you're gonna go, oh no, I'm a bit like whatever. I mean, no, you didn't take care of yourself the way you should.
Yeah.
And of course, people always talk about, something's going to kill a man. I know I've said that before. Yeah, as we know, we joke around and say something's going to kill a man. Oh, some people, people joke around and say, I mean, I have an uncle that smokes 70 years and is so healthy and whatever. We all have one of those people that do whatever and they still live long and healthy, and which is amazing for them. But really, how many of us can actually do that and live healthy? But at the end of the day, the point for me, I always say is, so far you've done your best, because life always happens. Some people, you've heard about people that are so healthy and they drop down having a heart attack even though they've exercised, they've eaten right. There's always going to be exception to life. So we shouldn't be looking at that and saying, oh, life is going to happen. We have to get to the point that we God has given us this precious life to take care of. We have to do our part. And unfortunately, life can happen, but most likely, just like if you take care of your car, it lasts longer. If you take care of your body and your mind, it will last longer. Yes, life can happen, but
Yeah.
what is your part? What are you doing? What is your part? We still have to remember that we have to do our absolute best for ourselves. And if these things happen, at least there's no regret. I did the best I could. No
Yes,
regrets.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So basically, we talk about how can we sustain 2026. As far as I know, take care of ourselves, be intentional, um, prioritize ourselves before everything, because and then also plan your retirement, not only in money, like not only financially, but also in health wise. So that's very very important. And also like Nani also talk about like the importance of mental health, like how mental health, and then BC also talk about how mental health is important. So can mental health affect your productivity or your relationships? So we already know that, yes. Even look at BC's face. Of course, like of course. So then yeah, let's be intentional, let's take care of ourselves. So yeah, uh how can, is it like a, like then we talk about mental health, we talk about productivity, we talk about relationship. How can, maybe I should talk about boundaries first. Like, is it important for us to have boundaries in our relationship? Because I see a lot of like a lot of people have like a lot of issues around like relationship area. So is it important for us to have boundaries? And when I say about in friendship, I mean friendship in general and also family relationships. And if yes, why and what type, what type of boundaries we should have, in your opinion?
I'll
Well,
let you go now.
well, sorry, can you repeat like
Boundaries.
boundaries? If
People
we should
limit.
live with boundaries
Yeah. Which if it,
between family and friends?
yeah. So if it should exist boundaries in your
If
relationship, like friends and family, and then if yes, what type of boundaries? What you can you just explain a little bit more about why and what is it?
it's like Erin, from for me, boundaries, we don't need to see the boundary as a wall to keep people out. No, I think they are like the gates to keep you healthy. You know, there is a moment that the people should stop and you will start. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I need to
Yeah,
keep my
yeah.
my healthy, my mental health. Yeah, the people
It's like
like,
you mean like it's your freedom ends when my freedom
yeah,
start.
when
Like
the or
you
your
can't.
freedom end when I start, mine
Yeah,
starts.
yeah.
So we should have this boundary. It's like we need to recognize which friend will fill your cup and which one will drain. Like
That's good.
it's okay to limit emotional, how can I say, emotional vampire, the one who just come just to drain you like a vampire. That's why. And with family, you should decide when you are available. Okay. Just because someone calls you doesn't mean you are obligated to answer this call immediately. Okay. If you are protecting your peace and you know that this family your will affect your peace, so you don't need to take his call immediately. Just manage that,
You come
or you
first.
can look to the phone and say, okay, I will talk to her later. It is okay. Is this kind of boundary that we should have with the family and friend? Yeah.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. BC, you have something to add on the relationship between friends and family?
I mean, I think Nani said it. I like the way you said it started with the gate. I feel like it's that gate. It's like the gates. Like
Yeah,
you, I feel like we all have to decide when you come to my gate, these are my rules. And
exactly.
when you follow my rules, you are welcome to come into my home. It's like the door into my home. So it's like I say, it's not a door, it's not a fence. It's a
Yeah,
door that you can open and close. It's a two-way door
yeah,
thing. Like but you just when you check in at that door, you I have the right to tell you what works in my in when before you step into my home. You know, you go to some people's house, they say you leave your shoes by the door. Some we say, just come on in, it's okay. You don't care,
yeah,
just wear your shoes,
yes,
right? I don't care. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. We're all free here. But everybody has the right to figure out what their rules are. And your rules
exactly.
can be formed by your values, your beliefs, what drains you, what makes you happy, what you can take, what you cannot take, your trauma, whatever it is. And I think it all comes to this, what we talk about holistically. If we don't invest in our mental health, we don't invest in ourselves to find out what we like, then we don't even know what we want in the first place.
That's
So we
true.
have to even start with, before you can even do boundaries, you have to also do the inner work of who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what works for you, what drains you, what doesn't drain you, what's your trauma, what triggers you, and when you figure all this thing out, then you set up the gates and just say, listen, you can come to my house, but by before the lights goes out at 7 p.m., you need to be out.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's good.
But you're allowed to come in,
Yeah, yeah.
It's
right?
like
And
it's
I can
like
decide.
it's like when you're a single mother and the father of your kid want to visit the kid, doesn't the fact that it is the father doesn't mean that you can come every time he wants. Even if you're a single mother without another man,
That's
you
true.
Yeah.
should put a rule. Okay, you want to see your kid but you have to come from 8 to 5, and that's it.
Yeah.
After that, please don't ring my bell.
That's true. I think like one thing that is important saying here is like a lot of people, like not a lot of us, sometimes we do uh, a lot for others and we forget about ourselves.
But
And then when you are
exactly.
so worried about others more than yourself, then you let people, you allow people to cross the limits, your own
Yeah,
boundaries.
exactly.
So
Exactly.
at the end you're gonna feel so drawn, so like because you are always working for others, not for you. So and you're always worried about please other people than yourself. And then we say here in the beginning, like sometime I'm not sure which part you say that it's very important for you to come first, first you and then others. If you have to love yourself more than other people. Of course we have to love God more than everything else, but we are talking about other people. So you have to love yourself more than other people, so that we're gonna, but when you do that you're gonna even see that your relationship is gonna be more real, and then you'll be happy, because at the end you do everything for the other people, and then if these people like then betray you at the end, you're gonna be so devastated because you did for them but you didn't do it for yourself as well. So and then but when you do it because you want to do it, it's not like it's within your boundaries, then even if this person goes to the other ways, you're not gonna feel that bad because, well, you you did it but for you. So I think one thing important as well is for us to whatever we are doing, we have to ask ourselves: Am I doing it for me because I also like it, I want it, or I'm just doing it to please the other person, nothing else? Because you can also do pleasing other people, but you also want to do it. You like to do it. Not just because you are worried about what people are gonna say about you, or what you're gonna think about you.
It's not taking the essence of you. It's not draining you.
Exactly. I think this
Draining.
is
It's
very
not taking
important.
stuff out of you because you could be and everybody's boundaries is different. So in the sense that you could be so accommodating, but it fills your cup. But
Yeah.
if it's me, then it's different, right? So I think it goes back to what you're saying is for me, I think it still goes back to the point of that we have to get to the point that we start paying attention to ourselves, because oftentimes, and I can almost say for most women I've worked with, because our nature as women is to give, is to nurture. We've learned, and society has taught us that, hey, for you to be a good woman, you have to be able to take this and take that, and we've learned to take on. So we have now everybody has to come back to home, to self, to figure out what it is that who am I first, and what drains me, what do I like? Because oftentimes the truth of the matter is, as women, we don't know what we like. A lot of us don't know what we enjoy. We don't know our limits. We've never been taught. We've been taught to be quiet. You take it, and then you pray about it. Sorry, I'm a Christian, which you always pray about it. But I think God has also given us wisdom to figure out certain things and
Yes.
boundaries in place. So we need to get to the point that we also understand that, listen, I've been doing for so long, and it's okay because we all have done it. We all have given so much of our time. But immediately you're back to your senses and you come back home, start figuring it out. And I always say we think that boundaries are so hard that people will be offended. This is why you will know your friends and people that love you. If they don't love you in the first place, they're never going to respect you no matter what. Even if you give them your eyeballs and your nose and
That's
your
true.
kidney they're never going to really appreciate anyway. But that's when you actually understand who loves you and who is going to be there for you. And you start understand people that respect your boundaries, people that are willing to, change and bend to your rules, not because you are mean, again, because we also can get to the point that we cross that line. But anyway, things that makes us happy and our boundaries, that's how we actually start choosing the friends that we should have, the family that we should keep close. And people that love you, they might not like it, but they will love you regardless.
That's true. Yay! Look at can,
Very
can
nice.
can a professional relationship impact personal growth?
Say that one more time.
Can a
Yeah.
professional relationship, like any professional relationship, impact on your personal growth or not? And then if yes, how.
Mm.
And
I'll
then
give the
and then
oil,
another
the
thing,
oil guru.
yeah, okay. All guru is passing to you. Like, do you think it can?
I think it can. I really think it can. I think everything is intertwined. I think everything in our lives are like parallel, but they also intertwine. It
And
can go on its
yeah.
own, but they also merge into everything because you cannot go through anything professional. Professionalism requires skills and dedication. It requires you to grow. It requires commitment. It requires so much of you. Either you went to school, either it's time that you've spent that to learn this skill. So there's no way that you can do that. It's not going to affect your personal growth. There's no way that, Nani, you've been doing this oil for 16 years that is not going to impact you for you to build your business. It's going to impact the way you think. It's going to impact the way you teach your children. It's going to impact it's going to impact you, growth naiad. So professionally, I think if anything that requires you to spend time, I always say for you to say you're an expert, so you have to spend like 1,000 hours. Anything professionally that you've done, it requires almost 1,000 hours that you've put into it. That is growth. That is personal growth. So there's
Yeah.
no way there's a in any kind of, if I'm asking your question right, if I understand what you're saying,
No, it's fine. I'm actually
anyway,
liking what you're saying. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
So I feel like it goes hand in hand. Personal growth affects professional growth. Professional growth affects your personal growth because they will merge one way.
Yeah.
They will merge even if it's a failed business. A failed business grows you.
Yeah.
You know.
And then talking about also the relationship about like we learn also with others, right? In your professional environment, you can also learn about your colleagues and your friends, like colleagues, in this case professional, your colleagues or your partners, right? So for example, me, I learn a lot with BC. So a lot. So we both of us have like knowledge in different things. So and then you can also learn a lot with people around you. But one thing that I want to bring here is that sometimes we focus too much on the negative sides of the colleague that we end up not learning anything. But if you look at our colleagues, our friends, and in this case, our professional relationships, our partners or our colleagues, in the whole way, we can always learn something and we can always grow. And then with the negative things, we can learn how can we do differently, so that we don't end up doing the same thing that these people is doing. And in the positive ways, okay, I can do the same thing as this person is doing as well. So yeah, this is another point that we can bring on the professional world, professional relationship, and also how the professional side of you can help on your personal growth as well. So it's already busy already said about this part.
But Irene,
Yeah.
sorry, Irene. I think this is a mindset.
Mm.
Like you, because we will be affected every time, positively or negatively, for the people
Any,
around us, at family, at work. The way we're going to grow or not, we're going to succeed or fail. I think all this depends on our mindset. Even if you are the how can I say, como é que se diz, funcionário
Mystic.
mais eficiente. Irene,
Most efficient
help me
employee,
please. Yeah, even if you are the
or
best
the best of the
the
best
best of your company, yeah.
employee,
If
yeah,
your mindset is
is
weak,
is weak, yeah.
and
Yeah.
you let the people around you impact
Mm.
you the way you feel every day of your life, yeah, you will not grow. But if you have a good mindset to say like, okay, um, if I'm the only one investing in effort, consistency, and empathy, okay, you are not in a relationship, you are in a marathon that you
Mm.
cannot win. Just give up of this. Oh, keep fighting. Yeah, and you be sure you will not win.
Mm.
So, like,
Yeah.
seek a relationship with people who don't just give you advice, but the people who mention your name in rooms, even if
Yeah,
you not yet entered this room, but they already know your name, and that's
absolutely.
it. The rest is a mindset.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
Miss, you
Yeah.
have something to add, or I can go to the. We can now talk about because we are talking about professional side. We can talk about career and purpose. Like, how can people better align their career with the purpose and the values that they have in 2026? How do you think it can be done? If it can be done, I don't know. What's your opinion? Can we align our career with purpose and values?
I mean, I'm assuming that everything we do in life, we have it's a purpose, and it would always come with a purpose and value. And I guess we have to define what that would be, because again, you don't necessarily have to do something that you're passionate about, right?
Yeah.
You could completely go from you love to work with your hands, but you're doing something that's nothing to do with your hands. But you get to the point that, and I think it goes to the mindset again. Because your mindset is saying, listen, I don't like working with my hands, but this is where I found myself. How do I align myself to be able to see how I can use my hands in this? How I can change
Well
the
said.
narrative, or if even sometimes it's impossible, you can't even cross the line. But maybe when instead of maybe that's when your self-care is going to be more than important to you, that when you leave that job, you're taking 5 minutes for yourself to to connect with your creative self. Maybe it's nothing creative that you do, but if that's you want to you love to be creative, but in the space that you're in, there's no creativity. It's just the check a box, check a box, check a box, and you just want to,
Like
but
me,
maybe
I'll
that
die like
tells
a
you
whore.
you do exactly, but it could just be that either you find a way, your true mindset, and saying, okay, how can I find what aligns with me here? Maybe I can suggest to my boss that instead of us to this check box, maybe we can draw our own box instead of just checking. Maybe like can I suggest that instead of checking the box, can we just write a circle and check in? We're still checking the box, but instead of just a square, let's make it a circle. So my brain does not kill me here. Just let me draw a circle. Like, how do
That's
we
good.
find things that align with us? And if there's no way at all, because you have people that what would they have is absolute. I mean, men do it all the time. They go to work and they absolutely hate it because they have to provide for their family, both men and women. But we do what we need to do anyway. But I think what will work now is just finding that space of, you know what, when I leave here, when I get home, or every weekend, I'm taking 15 minutes of just doing something that fills my soul, fill my cup, right?
Yeah.
I'm out to find something for myself. I'm engaging in things that fills me completely, so that when I'm at work, I'm not only burnt out, I'm thinking about this thing. So I think it's about the mindset and finding, they always talk about the pie. Like there's a out of the we think about the pie as you have access to the whole pie, not just a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Even though the piece of the pie is even though the only thing you have is a piece of the pie. But how can I make sure that Irene's pie I can share with her, not stealing it from her, but sharing with her. I can share your nanny, and you can share my pie. You share my bits of the pie, right? So I don't feel like because Irene has this yellow in this pie, this circle pie. I don't feel like because Irene has the purple part of it, then the whole world is ending because I want purple, but Irene has the right.
Like
But I can
kids.
say, how do I work with Irene so that I can have a bit of Irene's purple and she can have a bit of my red, and I can have Nani's blue, and
Yeah.
figure out how that works, because I'm dyslexic, so that's how my brain works. So that's how I see life. It's about mindset. It's about how do you align, and if it's not
Exactly.
making you happy, find a way. There's always a way. There's always something. Am I offline? Am I off topic?
No, 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 no.
No,
It
you are
goes,
there because
yeah.
I was about to say in 2026, don't just ask how much does this pay, but does this
Mhm.
role require me to lie about who I am?
Mhm.
Or I'm gonna be genuine? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Just audit your values. List your top three non-negotiable, like freedom, creativity, as is BC say, your creativity, your stability. If your job actively fights those values, you are not just working, you are
Mm.
eroding.
She has.
So be.
So, like with that,
Yeah.
I think you already talked a little bit about it, or even a lot about it. Then, can you just like put like before we go to closing, can we just say like how can some tips for people to reinvent themselves in 2026 without fear? And I mean professionally, like financially, in relationships, in self care. Some tips for people for them to reinvent themselves, or even if it's not even if it's not reinventing, like, but at least for them to follow. But before you go with that, I don't people from YouTube. If you put hi, I would be able to see who is there. But on Instagram we have Artur. Hello, Artur Elder. Stephans. Hello. Omotoyo. Hello. And I thank you for following. Rajiko, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrongly. I'm so sorry. Rajiko, hello. Claudio de Souza, hello. DGS, hello. Quinto Mario, Duarte Laina, Caleb Manuel, Caleb. Should I say Caleb or Caleb? Caleb. I'm Kadisha, hello. Rogerio, hello. Elidembo, hello. Junique Andrade, Vla, Vlari Gomes, Vlari Gomes, yeah. Oh, Vlari, thank you. Vlari Gomes said an interesting topic, so that's thank you. Hello. Makumaya, hello. I don't know if it's E, yeah, E. So she said, he or she said, I totally agree. Sorry, I didn't see what was the time, so I don't know what it's about. And autogenesis, hello. And also here say, don't let people ruin your day. That's what I feel.
Mm,
Yes.
have a choice.
Yeah, to that.
Your choice.
This is for you. Well said. And Vag, web, should I say Vag? Vag, Vogue Weber. Thank you all of you. Thank you so much. So we're saying about the your tips before we close.
About
Financial life, health life, professionally, relationships.
sorry, Irene, I did not get it.
Yeah, I was asking, can you just leave your tips so people how can they reinvent themselves, or even how can they can manage their life better, or and I want tips on different aspects of the life. I want tips about on the mindset where we talk about financial, health, relationships, and their career and their purpose professionally, like in this case. Some tips in general.
So you're saying how can people reinvent themselves in all different aspects of their life? Like how you reinvent yourself to be
Yes,
better.
yes, and then also if you have something extra that even if it's not reinventing, but it's also good for them to take in
Oh,
with the,
okay.
in their heart.
Yeah.
Who
I
is the
mean, I
first
guess
one?
what you said when you talk for me, when you talk about reinvent, I'm assuming you're saying, how can you, maybe for example, you're in the stage of your life that you're moving from a new job and you have to start something new, right? Maybe you've always, like Nani, you've always worked in the oil field and now you're owning your business. You come from a place where, you're making consistent money, good money, and now you really have to now, depend on sales and pushing other people to do what they need to do and all that stuff. And it can be very challenging. But it could also be reinventment in the sense that, you've always wanted to own your own business. That's always been, but the fear of doing it, the fear of the stability that that might not be there, right? Because before you just do your 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, you get your money, you're good, right? But now you're getting to the point that you now have to reinvent um
Sorry,
yourself and now own a business,
I
right?
think someone is calling Nani.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's exactly when you start owning your own business. They call you any day, anytime. That's a good example of it.
Actually, it was my husband.
Oh,
We are supposed to go in a dinner of a friend, and
Oh,
oh, tell your husband we are
I don't.
closing. Yeah, tell him
Let's
I
you have
don't
to.
go out today.
tell him you're doing God's work. You're almost
Yeah,
done.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I
Sorry.
mean, I guess it's okay. So I guess with that, I would say, the biggest thing about reinvestment is fear. I feel like, and it's the fear of the unknown, fear of starting all over, fear of what ifs, what this, what that, right? And I
Yeah.
think I'm not one of the biggest risk taker. I'm a planner. Right. And so for me, for someone that is in the middle, they're not high risk taker, but they also take risk, is to saying, as I'm reinventing myself, either in a new career, either it could be in friendship. Maybe you don't have deep rooted friends, and now you want to reinvent yourself to actually have good deep friendship, right? Like now you want that. That's why, or whatever the case may be, or your health, you want to reinvent yourself from weighing 400 kg to now 200, because that's reinventment. Now you want to be a skinny person. It comes with issues. I tell you that.
Yeah.
You can pop a ligament anytime. Just, God, this is stop it. Anyway, so for me, I feel like the fear of it is the fear that stops us more than anything else. Like, to deal with the fear and the root of the fear, and to
That's
be
actually
realistic
nice.
when it comes to, yeah, and to be realistic with when it comes to it, to you, what the fear is, because sometimes the fear might be a good buffer. The fear might make you, because sometimes you think you need to move to a different whatever, maybe you don't need to, but at least deal with the fear and understand why the fear is there. Because when you're able to understand that it's just fear, it's not because I can't do it, it's not because I'm not good enough, it's not because I won't make it, it's not because of whatever. When you deal with those kind of things, and you're gonna be fearful, you're gonna do it regardless anyway. But understanding why you're not doing it, so deal with the fear of it. I feel like we all do, and even as much as it will still come back in different ways. You overcome one fear, the next fear comes in another phase of your life. You think you've done, like, now I'm a boss, and then something comes and you have to reinvent it, and you're like, oh my God, I I
And
can't do
guess what, BC? Guess what? The fear of reinvention never goes away.
it. Never does.
Yeah.
It never
You
does.
just learn to invite it for the
Yeah.
You just
ride.
need to ride with
And
it. You
and
do it regardless.
and
Like
and
the Nike, do it anyway.
and I like something that
Yeah.
you said, BC, about going to, like, get to the root cause for the fear, because it's also important. Sometimes we just ignore it, but I think it's also important to understand our fears. And then some of them come from traumatic experience we had in the past. So some of them
Mm-hmm.
are like that. So, or even situation that we passed when we were younger, and now we are like, or even the exposure we had with certain situation when we were younger, or even the education we had for our parents when we were growing up, because like a lot of us, mainly for our generation, we were not touched for having our own business. We were touched for to study and work for someone else.
With someone else, yes.
And then it's
Yes.
hard for you then to go and then start something else. It's like going against everything that you learn. So that's why I think it's also important to understand the fears. Like, for example, other people may be like, they may be afraid of being in front of people and speak in front of people. So I have a student a student, like vocal student, and then when I teach vocals, I also teach. I don't only focus on the vocals. I focus on everything, like performance wise. And this kid at the beginning, she will sing like very, like, you wouldn't hear her voice. And she wouldn't move. She would be like, she wouldn't move. And then I work with her, work with her, and then after some times, because I also try to understand the whys. Why I don't just go like, oh, she doesn't move because she's like that. No, I just try to understand, well, why does she doesn't like to move? And then one of these days I was talking to the mom, and mom said, "Oh yeah, I'm also like that. She is like me." I said, like, "Oh, okay." Then this came for the mother. So because when we think like a kid, when you hear like from the mother, it's like, oh no, I'm also like that. Yes, fine. So then it's gonna be a blockage for them already. And then when they are doing something different from that, it's gonna be already a challenge. And then don't knowing that was easier to overcome, to help her to overcome it. Nowadays she runs, she jumps, she sings in front of everyone. So I think what you say, this is very important.
You
Understand the
need to press the
fears.
buzzer for yourself. You need to press that buzzer for yourself.
Yeah,
Press
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
For
yeah,
Lazy girl.
Yes.
And Irene, tell your students to stop trying to launch a new you overnight. Yeah, treat your career change like a software update, you know?
Change software update. Look, yeah, and
Yeah, software.
you actually say
Wrap this
something.
Run a
software
side
overnight.
project, and run a side project, take a course, or shadow someone on weekends, you know?
And then you actually say about something very important,
Yeah.
updating the software. So sometimes we don't think
Mm-hmm.
about we actually can. We just have to change
Yeah.
what? As Nani say, mindset.
Yeah.
Mindset. One mindset. And people also, I
Sophia,
think the biggest
hi.
thing also, we should also remember not to invest in ourselves. I think we don't invest enough in ourselves. We we
Yeah.
we and when I say invest, of course, there's way different ways, but money. Invest money in your mindset. Find
Yeah.
coaching, find therapists, invest money and time in ourselves. We don't do that enough. We invest in other things, but not in our mindset, not in inside us, right? Not the things that we can see, but we can but the rather we should start changing that mindset of saying, I want to be like Irene, but it took Irene to get there. Let me pay a coach that will guide me along the way. Let me pay a therapist that will let me figure what my fear is. Not just because my mama got fear, my papa got fear. We run with fear in our family. So that's who I am. That's not who you
That's
are,
the point.
right?
Yeah.
That's not who you
Look, this
are,
go for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
invest
Good,
in
good talk.
yourself.
No, that's good. That's very good. Girls, ladies, beautiful ladies. That was beautiful topic. As I say, like the time flies.
Yeah.
we already there. So I really wanted to thank you so much for accepting the challenge. So it's really thank you. And I hope we talk. Sophia, hi. I miss you too. Tita Cruz, hello. Thank you for joining. Milansha, thank you for joining. Benita Pascual, thank you for joining. So thank you so much for staying with us, for accepting the challenge and share your knowledge with all of us. So thank you. Love you, love you, love you. You want to leave anything, any promo information to end, like any kind of promo? What is your like? Of course, I put your social media on the post, but please, can you just can say what's your where people can find you if they want to find you?
Well, I have my business here in Angola at Patriota Quarter. The people can find my store at Shopping Paulus Plaza, and you're gonna have a lot of different nice and beautiful items for school, for gifting, even in the come up event about Valentine's. I'm gonna make a lot flowers arrangements with gift inside in a box. The people will find very nice and different, update, really nice and updated flowers.
Nice.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's awesome. That's
And
awesome.
your social
Well, thank you
media?
so much. Ooh, yeah. I need to follow you too.
What's your social media? Social
Yes,
media.
follow me.
Okay. So we're gonna
No, no.
just
What's your social media
social media.
handle?
What's your social? Your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, your your Tube.
Mine,
Yes.
Elixir en papel. Mine personal or, my corporate?
Any. The one you want to share
My,
with us.
my name is very complicated. Nanikenayandi Rodriguez.
And
You
then your the
gotta put
business?
that in the chat box. You gotta put that in chat box
Yeah,
for us.
gonna
Put
put in
it in
chat.
the chat box.
You put in chat.
Yeah, I
And
will
then
wait.
the business.
Let me put on a chat.
And
Just like
and while she put in the chat, BC, you can say you can sell your fish now.
I have many fishes. Just kidding.
No, you do.
Anywho,
You actually have.
but no. I think again, I think for me, I always say passion overrides everything. So I'm a wellness and travel with all anything women's health. So I love this. This I can talk about this all day long. When women come together, the with magic all the time. So follow a she dash cares that is she
She
self cares, but
she
she dash
dash
self
self dash
dash
cares.
cares. So
Okay,
she dash
nice.
self dash cares.com. Also on Instagram, IG. Follow us. Yeah, reach out to us, say hello, be part of our community, and yeah, and let's heal and be all together. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah. Love you guys.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. Until next time.
Very nice to meet you, BC. I really thank you. Just keep going with this kind of actions, of this kind of events. Very nice and very helpful, and for us to improve our knowledge. Yeah,
Thank
it's
you,
very
my
good.
dear.
Absolutely.
So nice of you.
Absolutely.
Oh, just for you. Just because of that, I'm gonna give you. Thank you. See you. Until next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Beijo, beijo.
So this was our
Obrigado.
conversation with yeah, obrigada. Yes, yes, you say well. This is our conversation with BC and Nani. So we are finishing now. So my we are gonna next month we're gonna have more. Please follow for more. And soon I'm gonna have a conversation in Portuguese now. So yeah, so follow for more and stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining. Mwah! And thank you for my assistants to help. Thank you. Right here. Let me. Now I have to get ready for the next one. How do I stop it? How do I stop it? Yes, yes. Thank you for your help. Mas você estava toda a sair do Instagram. Você não pode sair do Instagram, porque se você sair, ficamos sem ninguém. Não posso ficar sem ninguém. Tem que estar sempre lá